Working. Our next keynote speaker is Claus Vogelmann, CDO at iBase, part of Axians. His talk topic is Inventory Management AI-enabled. Discover the future of logistics with addHelix. Tackling global supply chain complexities and technological disruptions, addHelix integrates advanced technologies like genetic algorithms and neural networks. He will explore how it transforms challenges into sustainable, efficient, and cost-effective solutions, reshaping the landscape of modern logistics. Claus, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much for introduction, and thank you very much for the warm welcome to Belgrade. So my name is Claus Vogelmann, and today I'm going to talk about change the world of logistics through addHelix. So if we talk about changing the world, we do not just want to change it, but we want to bring it forward. We want to make it better. We want to change it in a better way. Yeah? And to change something, to make something better, we need to know about the problems, about the challenges. So what are the challenges of modern logistics from our point of view? It starts with globalization and complexity. So nowadays, the transportation networks get more complex and they spread around the whole world. It starts from like intermodal transportation via ship, via rail, via road, and also via air. Optimizing these complex networks is very challenging. Then the next thing is technological disruptions. Nowadays, like AI, blockchain, and all these things are very keywords, but it's not that easy to integrate them seamlessly into existing applications, and we try to help you integrate these technologies. And one topic is also data security. It's very important because you have like sensitive data when we're talking about personal data, about shipment data, about addresses of customers, and so it's very important that data is safe. Then the next one is the customer expectations. It doesn't matter if it's like a business customer or if it's a private customer. Each customer wants the shipment like very fast, and he also wants to know like every time where the shipment is. He wants to be informed when it's late and so on. So there has to be real-time visibility because of customer expectations. Then sustainability and environment is a big topic. So through transportation and warehousing, there is for sure emission produced, and nowadays it's very important to show strategies how you want to avoid or to lower your emissions, because the customer wants it, because some regulations want it. So it's important to have a strategy therefore. Then capacity constraints. That means there are different capacity constraints. It starts from like if you go to urban areas, you cannot go there with a big truck. You need to go there with a small car, and there are an infinite number of rails and trains and so on. So it's not easy to bring the big amounts of shipments from A to B nowadays. Then labor shortages and skills gap. That means it starts from the truck driver, goes over the dispatcher, and ends for sure like with the sophisticated topics like AI and transport optimization. You cannot find skilled people anymore, or very hard. Then risk management. When you transport things, there can happen a lot of things, and it's important to have a strategy, to always have a plan B when you're moving assets. And the cost pressure, for sure, it's always about revenue. So like the truck driver nowadays goes from Poland to Germany and drives an inner Germany. He brings the shipments from Germany to Germany and drives back to Poland, and he still earns less money than when a truck driver drives from Germany to Germany. And last but not least, the last mile delivery challenges. When you go to cities, it's like a problem because you have a lot of traffic, you have no parking space and so on, and also the capacity thing is a very big problem today. So who we are that we think we can change the world of transportation. So we are part of a very big group in France. It's called the Vinci Group. And within the Vinci Group, there's another group. It's called Axians. It's spread around the whole world, and Axians is an ICT supplier. That means we have like different areas of ICT support. So everybody makes the thing he can do the best. So we have our own data centers, we have like our own experts with it for data security, and for sure we also have like the software engineers which make the software. And so we can cooperate with other business units. That means we have our data stored in our own data center, and therefore we have it in our hand, like topics like security and also availability. And in the core we have addHelix. Our headquarters is in Austria, in the most western part, just next to Austria, to Switzerland and Germany. And yeah, so with this setup, we think we are able to change the world of logistics. The question is now how we want to do it. So we want to optimize your moving assets. That means we not only address the classical logistics, but because logistics is like everywhere in all industries, in all businesses, and so we not only optimize like transport routes, but you can also optimize your service technicians or whatever with addHelix. And what are the challenges when optimizing moving assets? It's about time restrictions, capacity restrictions, resource capabilities, and economical and ecological thinking. That means normally you have like opening hours when you can bring or pick up your shipments, or you have like a maintenance window when you can send your service technician to maintain the machine. The other thing is capacity restrictions. You only have like a finite number of trucks, so you have to optimize them that you can bring all shipments from A to B. And resource capabilities, we already talked about it. That means, you do not have always the expert know-how for making the perfect routes. So this skill is getting less and less. And last but not least, the economical and ecological thinking. As we already said, the customer wants to know how many emission is produced when you bring the parcel to my house, because I have to make a report at the end of the year. Yeah, so it's very important to be economical and also ecological. So addHelix optimize your business in different ways. That means we have true optimization in the classical way, but we also have like the optimization of service technicians or other things like all moving assets. So what is our tool set? So we have different algorithms, different tools in place. It starts with the classic traveling salesman. You just want to visit addresses in a geologic perfect order. Yeah, that's the simplest one. Then you can also do like the sequence optimization. That means a dispatcher still decides which shipments go onto one tour, and the machine checks the restrictions, when are the opening hours, and how far is it from A to B and from B to C, and how should he travel, like in which order should he go there, and like also the restrictions concerning the capacity is there in mind. And the last one, we have different, we call it tour planning algorithm. These are genetic algorithms. That means, they change themselves because of the data, and they are cost-based. That means you can maybe have your own trucks, you have partner trucks, or you have to buy like trucks from somewhere that he drives for you, and you can also give them costs, and the optimization uses first maybe your own trucks, and only if needed he takes a third-party trucks because they are more expensive. And this algorithm is like also for short tours, but also for like 3-day trips maybe. Yeah, so he decides because of the distances between the addresses, he decides which algorithm to choose. So we tackle the sustainability and environment, because if you have like optimized tours, you have less kilometers and you have in the end less emissions. Capacity constraints, when you have like the perfect load for the truck so that it's almost 100% full, you will need less trucks at the end of the day. Labor shortages and skill gaps, so you do not need a dispatcher who knows the city in detail and where to go and where to drive, because the algorithm makes it for you. And cost pressure, That means if you have optimized tours, if you need less trucks, less skilled people, and so on, your costs will sink at the end of the day. So next thing we offer is the estimated time of arrival. What are the challenges? The multimodal transport. That means first the ship, it goes from China per ship to Europe, then it goes by rail, and in the end it goes by truck. So we have different transport ways, and it's not that easy to find out when a shipment will arrive at the end of the day. Traffic and road conditions, for sure in urban cities, it's hard to say when it will arrive because of traffic, because of maybe dynamic nature or limited data accuracy. That means we do not know where to drive exactly. Then loading and unloading delays. You come to the customer, he says you can come at 10 o'clock, but you cannot unload and you have to wait, so there can always be delays. Border crossing and custom processes, that means like you need to wait because the document is not fine or whatever. So always things can happen that there is like, that it's unforeseen events. And the last one is the communication challenge. That means a problem is there, but you do not know about the problem because the driver doesn't inform you, because he doesn't have your number, because he doesn't know how to contact you or whatever. And weather conditions, for sure, unpredictable thing. It always can happen something. But with addHelix, you are ahead of the times. And our solution for this topic is, for sure, we have a service that calculates the ETA. It uses, therefore, historical and real-time data. Historical data, it's about traffic data, because in cities, for instance, you can use historical data very good. 8 in the morning in Belgrade, it's maybe not that good to drive somewhere. If you can start at 10 o'clock, it would be much better and more efficient. And yeah, we have like a lot of interfaces to different data providers, like schedules for rail, air, and ocean, and so we can like combine these things and find the ETA for the shipments. Then we can import GPS data in real time. That means we have a driver app. So if the driver uses this app, it's already in place, but you can for sure send your own GPS data if you have like other devices or anything which gives us the possibility to see where the truck is. As I already said, we also include the traffic data, like the real-time and also the historical data. You can use geofencing. That means if you access or leave an area, you can do whatever event. You can inform the customer that he will be there in a few minutes, or And weather forecast is also included. It's a bit about traffic and weather. It's almost, it's interfering. And we have a driver app in place. That means we can communicate also with the driver. So you can send a message or he can tell you if he's late. And you also get like these times when you start loading and unloading, because he clicks like a button, and then you see at this address it always takes longer, as they normally say. They say in 50 minutes it's done, but it always takes 45 minutes because he has to wait, and then you can talk to the customer what is happening here. So what do we tackle, which problems? So globalization and complexity, that means we heard it goes around the whole world, but we still know when it arrives. Customer expectations, he always wants to know where the shipment is and when will it arrive, or at least he wants to be informed when it will be late, and with ETR you can do it. Risk management, if there's something happening on the road, you will directly know it, and maybe you can just start with a plan B and take another schedule. And last mile delivery challenges, if you know when the traffic is the best for you, then you can just start your tour that you won't get into the traffic jam. So, but with addHelix you can also take a look into the future. It's about forecasting and predicting. That means for logistic, it's very important to know how many data is going to which area on which day, and should I drive there or should I wait one day, and like the day after tomorrow is better to go there because then the truck will be full. So therefore we are using neural networks with historical data. You train your network and then you can get a forecast for the next 7 days. You can choose if it's about kilogram or loading meter or whatever. And then you know, like from area A to B, there will go, I don't know, 500 cubic meters for the next day. And then you can decide if you want to drive there or not, maybe. This is the transport forecast. And it's area-based. It means you define the area, and then we can predict how many loads are going there or coming from there. And the second one is the warehouse forecast. It's the same structure, but it's about like how many incoming or outgoing packages are in the warehouse, and do I have enough place there. So, but what is special about addHelix? We not only provide this, let's call it high sophisticated topics, but we also provide like the basic around it. So you can do geocoding, you can make simple route calculation, you can do money conversion with it because we have like interfaces to the current currency courses. You can make toll calculation. You can send SMS via SMS gateway. So we try to reduce like the hurdle to get access to these high sophisticated topics by also providing like the basic services so that the customer does not need to go to several providers. So one for geocoding and the other one for routing. The one is in JSON, the other one is in SOAP or whatever. So everything we provide is like in the same, with the same technique, with the same, and so yeah. That means we can access the world of data and AI through addHelix. And there are different stages of integration. That means the first one is you just consume our web services. It's all with the open API specification, so every developer knows it, and you can just generate your client to access the web services. And it is an intelligent gateway. That means if you call the optimization service, you also send like the addresses and all these things with it, and he checks if the address is already geocoded or not, and if not, he directly makes the call for you. That means it's only one service call for you. You do not need to make first the geocoding, then the distance matrix, then the toll calculation, whatever. So it's just one call for you, and you tell what to do. The second stage of integration is one example is addHelix Roadrunner. That means we also have user interfaces which consume the services in the background. It's a single page application, and yeah, you can use it standalone or integrated. That means if you integrate it, you already have a system in place. You send the data via API to the Roadrunner, and there you can plan your routes. This is the starting screen where you see some KPIs. And this is a single page application where you send the data via API, and then you can optimize your routes with these algorithms, and you can also do like manual adaptation of the routes. And when you're finished, you just send the data back to your system. And you can also have a hybrid scenario. That means if you use our web services, you will always get a URL back in the response where the result is shown on the map. So if we talk about geocoding, optimization, if there is somehow geo longitude, latitude in place, it will be shown on the map, and you can use this link and integrate it into your tool. So thank you very much for your time, and yeah, help yourself by letting addHelix be your partner in crime.
Thank you very much, Klaus, for sharing these very important insights with us. Here is your certification of appreciation for your engagement in DSC Belgrade 2023. Thank you very much.